Okay, I'm going to show you how to program the quadratic formula into your calculator. This is good to use when you have a word problem and you're looking for an approximate answer, but you still will need to know how to do the quadratic formula by hand as well. So the first thing you want to do is hit Program, and then you're going to get an option of executing, editing, or a new, and you're going to hit New. I have actually started it, so I called it QUAD. If you go over to New and hit Create New, it'll ask you to give it a name, and notice it's blinking an A there. That means it's in letter form already, so you can go ahead and just type in quad for using these green letters that you see, so QUAD. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to mine. Once you type in quad, hit enter, and you'll have a blinking cursor, and the first thing we want is our calculator to ask us what A, B, and C are. So hit Program again. Go over to I/O, and down at number 2 it says Prompt. Hit Enter, and you're going to ask it to prompt you for A, so hit alpha A. Then you have a comma right next to this x squared, so do a comma. Then alpha B, comma, alpha C. So you're asking it to prompt you for what A, B, and C are. Then hit enter. And now I'm going to put what's underneath the radical sign in parentheses so that this will make it a little bit simpler later on. So that's B squared, so alpha B, then hit the squared button, minus 4 times A times C. End the parentheses, and then you want your calculator to store this answer. So down here on the lower left you see STO with an arrow. Click on that, and we're going to give this call this D, so alpha D, and then hit enter. So B squared minus 4AC, your calculator is now storing that answer as D. So now I'm going to write the quadratic formula. So it's negative B, make sure you use the negative sign here. And I'll do the plus first, plus square root. And then we said what's under the square root sign is called D, so just write in D. End your parentheses for the radical sign, and then end your parentheses for the numerator. Then divided by, put your denominator in parentheses, so 2A. And now we're going to store this as E so that we can display this answer in a little bit. So negative B plus square root of D divided by 2A, store that as E. Hit enter. And I'm going to do the same thing except instead of a plus square root, I'm going to do a minus square root. So negative B minus the square root of D, end your parentheses, divided by 2A, and now we're going to store this one as F. And the last thing is you want your calculator to display your answers, so hit Program, go over to I/O again, and you're going to go down to number 3 for display, hit enter, and you're going to type in E, comma, F. Now this is already saved in here, you don't have to save it, so we're now just going to quit out of here, so hit second, quit, and the way to pull this up is you hit the Program button, and you want to execute quad or quadratic formula, so you just hit enter, and then you're going to hit enter a lot, and we're going to test to make sure you put this in your calculator correctly, so hit enter. Let's say A is 1, hit enter, B is negative 4, and C is negative 5. And then hit enter, and you should get your two answers of X is 5 and X is negative 1. So go ahead and check and make sure that that's what you get.